What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Power Button Podcast. I am your co-host, Darren Badmouth Beasley, and who are you?
I'm your co-host, Josh Meany.
That's right. And today, well, we have some interesting stuff to cover. I'm hoping.
I'm hoping I left it all to this motherfucker. So we got a couple topics to talk about. You know, not a whole lot of shit is going on because of this whole COVID thing. Not a whole lot of news really comes out. So everything we pick, I had to grind for. I had to search everywhere for these topics. So you better appreciate them, Darren. So today, you're going to laugh. Today is the official, you know who David Ayer is?
That sounds super familiar.
Director of Suicide Squad.
Okay, yeah.
Today is the official, unofficial, release the Ayer cut day. July 20th, the fans have made it. Fans are trying to get the studio to release the David Ayer cut of Suicide Squad because of the Snyder cut thing going on.
You really had to dig deep, huh?
I did. I did. But I just think it's ridiculous.
That
just
is
because
ridiculous.
There's a reason we're getting a Snyder cut. There's so much backstory to that, why we're getting it. We didn't get Zack Snyder's film. Guys, we got David Ayer's film. We just got it cut down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The only thing I want from a David Ayer cut, if it does happen, which I highly doubt it will, is I want the footage of the Joker, all the footage that was cut out of the movie. Yeah. And that would excite me.
I'm sure Jared Leto would like that too.
Love that.
Yeah.
He would love that. He got the short end of that stick. I feel so bad. I know a lot of people don't like Jared Leto's Joker.
Right.
I dug it. That was the only thing about that film that was redeeming in any way. You know, I actually enjoyed his Joker and I wanted to see more. So if they were to do it, I'd be in it just for that. But here's the thing. I'm not going to sit through the whole goddamn movie again. I'm going to skip through and watch Joker scenes. Yeah. So we're basically on the same page with that. But I just think it's so dumb that fans, it's going to be a new thing. Release of this cut. Release of that cut. And guys, the studio is going to play us like a fiddle if we keep doing stuff like that, because then they're going to keep releasing these editions that they know fans don't want just to make more money to release the whatever cut after.
Special one.
Only other cut I would like to see is Josh Trank's Fantastic Four. I want to see how much the studio fucked with that Fantastic Four movie. So if they were to do a Josh Trank version of it, I want to see what it is.
Okay.
You know, I doubt it'd be, a great Fantastic Four movie, but you know what I mean? Like, the beginning of the movie I got into.
Are they going to add more to the movie? Or
it would be, it would be a lot more. Because remember how it did that jump and it was like, years later
not
and stuff like that? It's not going to save the movie. But I would be interested to see how much the studio really went in there and messed with, because he was very vocal. This is not my movie.
Right.
That's the only other cut. Is there any cuts you could think of that you would want to see?
Not really. I don't know. Any other cuts? God help.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean.
But I'm serious, though, guys. We can't keep doing this because the studio's going to play us.
Alien versus Predator, that second one, is a horrible movie.
Who directed that,
terrible.
you know?
I have no idea. Requiem.
It
was terrible.
Except for the Predalien. That was pretty cool.
Except for the Predalien. But maybe they have some extended cut of an hour's worth. Maybe they put into the movie that could have been. I have everything that make the movie dope. You have aliens and Predator inside of a city. I mean, there's no reason why that's a flop.
Right.
You just clearly fucked it up.
Because I liked the first Alien versus Predator. Yeah. I thought that was wicked good. I was very young when I saw that movie, but I thought it was really, really good. But David Ayer cut, guys, we're pushing it. David Ayer cut day, July 20th, the day we're recording this. Are you serious? You guys really,
For Suicide Squad, how old's that movie now? 2017?
Couple years, yeah.
Yeah.
And no one was even asking for that.
No. The movie sucks.
People who were asking for more Suicide Squad footage were asking for more Joker footage because Jared Leto was vocal about how much of his stuff got cut.
Yeah.
Which I think is horrible. You marketed that movie with the Joker.
Yeah.
He should have been in the movie way more.
Yeah.
And maybe he would have got a better chance.
Most of the scenes that they marketed with the Joker aren't in the movie.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. That's bad. I want to talk about Ozark.
Okay, what season? I'm so scared to talk about Ozark with you because, I'm done. I know you're on season 3 now. You said you were on episode 6, I think, last time.
I'm on episode,
What's the last thing that happened?
8 or 9.
I'll let you do most of the talking so I don't fuck this up.
All right. So the last thing that happened was Wendy was having these nightmares. Oh, he got captured. by...
Hold on. Spoiler alert for Ozark. If you guys haven't seen Ozark, I mean, it's been out for a while. You know, we were both late to the party. Definitely check it out, but we are going to spoil Ozark season 1, 2, and a little bit of 3.
Yeah, exactly. He got captured, and then they let him go, and he's been home for a while.
That was crazy when they captured him. He went through some shit. But I got to give it to my man Marty. He held on for a while. When he first got captured, he was like, fuck you. You know what I mean? But, he broke after. And so he's home now.
Yeah, he's home now.
Clearly fucked up by it, but trying not to show it.
Yeah, and I really liked when... Because the thing with Marty as a character...
Sorry.
As long as it's not you, Casey. What was I going to say? Marty. So, Marty as a character, because we didn't really talk about Ozark in my... You know how I get into these psychoanalytical... It's like... How would you say? How you describe it? Psychological, analytical, like The Watchmen.
Well, I mean, Ozark's the perfect thing to get into that with.
Yeah.
With these characters.
These characters are very good.
The character development in the show, dog, is top fucking notch. Especially Ruth. I love her development as a character through season 1. She's not the character she was in season 1 to season 2 or season 2 to season 3.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Completely different.
I love her character development because at first I didn't like her. She came on the scene. I'm like, oh, she's annoying, and something about like the accent, and she was just this trailer. I wasn't messing with Ruth at first.
Wow.
But before the season 1 ended, I was like, yeah, I'm starting to like this character. She's
I liked her
bitch.
right off the bat.
Really?
When they were in the bathroom and she's like, well, you got all this money. Like the way she was talking.
I didn't like that. It annoyed me. It annoyed the shit out of me. But I grew like...
She's adorable.
She's one of my favorite characters.
She's adorable. That's why I like her. She in the bathroom, all these men are there. And, you know, what's his name's got a gun, and Marty. And she's just this little blonde thing like, oh, well, I tell you what.
I hated it.
I just want to give you a hug. I just want to pinch her cheeks, you know? She's so cute. Look at you.
She's awesome.
She's awesome. She's smarter than everyone else.
Actress.
Yeah.
She doesn't even have that accent. I thought she did, but I was watching an interview and she didn't even have the accent.
I wouldn't think she actually would have that. That's such a heavy... I doubt she actually walks around with that in real life. But, so what I wanted to talk about really was Marty. Okay, because Marty is so consistent of a character. So consistent. Like, he rarely, if ever, starts to say things or do things outside of the spectrum that you would imagine him to do, which is a good thing.
And I feel like when he does, there's a reason for it, which actually falls back in line with him.
Back in line with the way he is.
Yeah, because he'll do something that's a little out of character, but it's like, yeah, but that's because this happened.
Exactly. And so, like, there's certain scenes with Marty Byrde that are... They come off like hyper realistic, like more realistic than it's like written to be. Like, I don't know. It seems like his reactions are like that. Who wouldn't do what he just did? Who wouldn't do that? Like when they came to get him when he was at that concert and he was telling the FBI agent, oh yeah, 18 months. And then,
okay. So deal. The FBI is at the casino.
Yeah.
Which I like that too, because
that black woman,
that whole thing was getting out of the realm of reality for me, because I was like, okay, let me explain at first, because I'm like, okay, he shows up at Ozark, he's doing all this stuff, and I'm like cops are, like, you have that one cop that's on his tail, but like overall, I'm like, he's doing pretty well at getting away with it. And then when the FBI finally crack down and show up at the casino, I'm like, all right, like that's what would happen, because you can't just show up and open a casino. Because starting, I was like, all right, they're starting to get a little fairy tale-ish over here. But then the FBI came in. I'm like, okay, all right, we're back on track. I like
he's
this.
got this big casino. The FBI are gonna come.
Yeah,
in.
they're like, what is going on here? Yeah,
how'd you do that? Yeah, so, but when he makes a deal with that FBI agent, and they go to take him. He's just at the concert. I don't know if you remember, and these guys come and get him. They get in the black van. And Marty's he is not intimidated, and he doesn't really get pissed off when he gets bullied by these higher-ups. Yeah. Ever.
He lost his shit, though.
When he was going to that van, he walked all the way there without a fuss. Nothing. They got to the van, and he goes, I'm not getting in that fucking thing. That's what he said. Well, why do I got to fucking go in there? No, fuck you. And he starts fighting them. I'm like, yo, that is real shit. He has had enough. He's had enough. And he doesn't know any of these guys. It's not like Helen. It's not like Del.
And it's not the perfect moment in his life. Like, he's at his breaking point. He's dealing. Because Wendy is pissing him off.
Wendy, what the fuck is with Wendy now?
At first, I was starting to like it because I'm like, oh yeah, now she's feeding into this. I'm like, you got this.
I thought it was good. I thought it was a good thing.
I'm like, oh, I'm liking this. But now she's making moves that are like, she's the reason the FBI are there. It's all her fault. She fucked that up. She keeps doing things without talking to Marty, and it's like, do you not realize that your husband he's a fucking genius? you like, how are you even not gonna consider talking to him about some of the things that you're doing? Like, what, you think you know it all now? Like, why are you Yeah, it was starting to piss me off.
Yeah, so like I when she first got on that shit after she got Ruth's dad clipped in the end of season 2, I was like, I like this Wendy. I like this version. I like where we're going because I think she's going to stay on track with the family. She does not do that. She does the exact opposite.
Her and Helen are doing their thing, and I'm like, guys, like, Marty has nothing but good intentions. You want to stay in this crime life. Marty's trying to get you guys out.
That was the whole point.
And you're just...
And every plan I think we should expand it. I think we should do this. You're talking to this dude.
Now you're talking to what's his face?
Yeah, I don't even know what his name is.
I always forget.
Navarro.
Yeah,
you're talking to this fucking lunatic. Like, this guy's fucked. You know, he doesn't give a shit. He's like, I own you. He's like, we're not partners.
Like Navarro,
we don't work.
I like Navarro.
Oh, yeah, no, I like him too.
He knows how powerful he is. You know, he's like El Chapo, basically. Like,
I like him too.
Yeah, I like Navarro a lot. Even when he was torturing Marty, he came in, he sat down. You know what I mean? He's like, "You gonna tell me what's going? Like, what do you want?" Like, that whole thing was so dope. What do you want? And it's not. He just gave up immediately. Oh, I see. You're not gonna tell me.
Yeah.
So I'll be back. We'll try this again later. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
And I love when Marty was down there and he's like, yeah, and I hope you fucking lose and they cut your fucking head off. He finally had enough of that shit. Because I was saying that when Dale was pulling his toenails off. And I was like, yo, at what point is Marty going to be like, yo, fuck you.
Yeah,
fuck you, dude. Like, I've been doing all this shit for you and you're pulling my shit off?
And he's pulling it off, too. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, fuck you. Like, and I love how he came to that conclusion. Who wouldn't?
Right.
Who would be like, yo,
everyone
all
has
this
their
shit
breaking point.
Yeah, all this shit that I've been doing just to stay alive, just to do what the fuck you want. And you're going to capture me and throw me in this fucking prison. Like, fuck yeah, I hope you lose. I hope they cut your fucking head off. Like,
that scared
fuck
me,
you.
When you said that, I was like, oh, Marty, no. Don't say
they're
that
to kill him? Like, I know, right?
But you know they're not going to kill Marty.
Yeah.
I thought Wendy was going to die, but...
Yeah, well...
With all that.
Yeah, I know. Well,
you know what I mean?
So, like, her nightmares are intriguing, too. Because she has these nightmares of Marty. She gives the money bag to Marty in the diner, but it's as if... that was originally Ruth's dad. You know what I mean? But she keeps playing these dreams. She has these dreams.
So season 3 started with that first dream of her pointing the gun, right?
And shooting him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because while I was watching season 1 and season 2, I watched the trailer after season 2 of season 3.
Oh, yeah.
And they show that scene in the trailer, and I was like, oh, my God.
They fucked you that
but then
bad.
right off the bat, it's like, oh, it was a dream. Because I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Like, is she going to shoot Marty? Is she going to turn on Marty? I even like how, like, the kid, like, the son is getting in on it, and they're like, no, stop. And he's like he's going to grow up to be Marty, basically. Like, he's trying to get in on it. I like how the whole family is kind of in on it now.
Yeah,
I like that whole element because they know they're fucked. And it's not, like, so unrealistic to where Marty's like, okay, this is going on season 1, and then the family's on board right away. It took a while for them because they're basically in that point of we're fucked.
Yeah.
What other choice do we have but to, you know?
And so I got to the point where Ben crashed the show. He crashed that party.
Ben is my favorite character.
Ben is oh my God.
Ben is my favorite character.
I loved him at that classroom. Where he's like, give me your fucking phone.
And then he beats the shit out of the guy outside. And then he screams in his face, and I'm like, who is this guy? And then I remember that they were comparing the son to him when he was killing animals and shit. But Ben is my favorite character of that show. And he's only in season 3. But it's the performance this man was giving. I'm like, so fire. You haven't... How do I add? He's in a taxi. Have they had that scene yet?
So, okay, the very last scene I saw was when he fucking just went crazy on Helen. And Helen told him to go fuck out. Yeah, enough is enough! You know, and he leaves.
The anxiety, as soon as he showed up, I'm like, Ben, Helen is going to kill you.
Yeah.
Like, Helen does not fuck around. Like,
Yeah.
I love Helen. Oh, I love
yeah.
Helen. But that scared the shit out of me. I felt literal fear before a word left his mouth. As soon as he walked out back and she's out back with her daughter, I'm like, and her daughter's there?
I thought he was going to kill him.
Oh, really?
I thought he was going to beat the shit out of her or do some crazy shit.
I didn't know what he was going to do. That's why it was so scary. I'm like, what are you about to do? And I'm like, Helen's not going to put up with this. No. Like, what is going to happen?
And that was, I think, and I haven't seen anything past that.
Okay. So you don't know any repercussions?
No, I don't. And I think that was Ben's, of all the fuck-ups Ben has done, that was the biggest fuck-up that he did, because he should have just killed her. He should have just killed her or beat the shit out or did, like, just... Yeah, if you're gonna do that,
it's like he doesn't understand who she is as a person, and how powerful she really is.
She's gonna be like, well, he's a problem and he's got to go. That's what I imagine.
And she had been saying that before he showed up. So this was just the nail in the coffin.
Everyone was.
Even Marty's like, we gotta get rid of him. And then, of course, Wendy, like, that's her brother. Like, it's hard, but I mean, the guy's off his meds, and I feel bad. And I really do like the relationship with him and Ruth, and I didn't at first. At first, I'm like, oh, this is weird. I don't know, man. I don't really like this. But as it progressed, I love it. I love it because he actually genuinely likes her.
He really does,
And it makes me feel so bad. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you don't want to take your pills. I'm like staggering now. So you know why he doesn't want to take his pills, right?
He doesn't want to take the pills so he can fuck.
Okay, so yeah. Which I felt so bad. It's like you want to have this intimate relationship with Ruth. But these pills that keep you a normal person is keeping you from having a normal life, whether you take them or not.
Yeah.
Like, either way, the end result is just shit.
Well, here's the thing. In my opinion, I didn't like the way it was handled. And I didn't even think it was handled realistically. And that's actually one of the first things...
With the sex thing?
No, just like with him and the pills. With the sex thing, the fucking scenes were bullshit.
No, I mean, but like him not being able to...
No, nothing like that. I just mean like the entire time I'm watching the show, I don't have a whole lot to complain about, other than I think they're just too long, especially season 2. Season 2 didn't have to be that long. You had 10 hours. I guarantee you, Josh,
could have cut some shit down, definitely.
Josh, I guarantee you, I could show you probably 3 hours of season 2. You wouldn't even fucking know what season it is. It's filler. You couldn't. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Season 1 and 3 have so much going on every minute. Season 2, fuck.
I was saying in one of my reviews, I'm like, every time we cut to the Snells, I'm done. I tried so hard to get into that story. I don't fuck with that story. I don't like.
Really?
I don't like it. I like season 1. You know how she.
No, I was just thinking.
You scared me. Like, what? I like how, like, the wife ends up clipping Camino Del Rio, and I thought that was crazy. And then the husband, and they're trying to figure everything out. But then after a while, I was like, I'm kind of done with you guys. Like, I don't really care anymore. I just want to know what's going on with Marty, Navarro, the casino.
I like the Snell.
Really? Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of people do.
Dude, Jacob. He was one of my favorite characters.
Really? You like
show.
Jacob?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Every time it cut to them, I'm like, all right,
and then seeing them young and how he's like in the military talking to that girl.
That was cool.
The other girl sat down and like that. I really like the Snells.
So what's going on with them?
So Darlene popped Wendy in the face, and then they went to court. Darlene won. I don't like... Okay, I take back what I said. I said that one of the complaints I had was with Ben and the pills. Okay, let me brush up on that before I get to this.
Okay.
Wendy's like, oh, you got to take the pills. You got to take the pills because you're going to lose your shit. Yeah. And she goes to Ruth. This is logical. Anybody would do this.
Yeah.
I know you and Ruth, or you and Ben have a thing going on, whatever. I need to let you know he's really, really sick. Really sick. He needs his medication. If he's not on his medication, it's done. I'm telling you that right now. Ruth didn't do a fucking thing about it.
That was odd. That was odd even for her character, too.
Yeah. Didn't
because she's
say
not,
anything about it.
Emotionless. Like, she thinks things through. She's going through her own shit.
And she came downstairs when she was upset about something. I can't remember what it was. And she was like, and he was like, oh, what's going on? And she was like, don't worry. This has nothing to do with you being able to fuck. She says that when she comes down the stairs. There's nothing to do with fucking, she says. And I was like, okay, so she's conscious that he's not taking the medication, so he could fuck.
Mhm.
She's conscious of that. She understands that. She says that so the audience knows that she knows. She's prioritizing fucking this guy
That is odd.
over the medication that he needs to be on. It's almost as if she doesn't believe Wendy and wants to see how fucking batshit he's gonna get. And then he's at the get together, the thing, fucks it all up.
Stressed me out.
Yeah.
When he showed up to that, I was like, oh
Jesus
no.
Christ. Fucks it all up. Pops Marty a good one,
A real good one.
So Ruth gets to see firsthand about how loose he
Unstable
gets.
he can
Goes
be.
to the hospital where he's at and talks to him on the couch. He's fucked. And you're still not pushing for the medication. You're still not. You still just want to fuck this guy? That is unrealistic
it's very
to
out
me.
Of character.
Yeah. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
That's one of my complaints with Ozark and the whole show. That's one of them I do not understand. The other one was, why is fucking, what's his name? William or Williot?
Wyatt.
Why is he fucking Darlene?
Another thing I said in my review, I literally said, I was like, Wyatt and Darlene makes 0 sense for either character.
Yeah.
Either character. Like, why would Wyatt... I understand trauma, and I get it. Like, he might do something that might seem irrational, but that is so left field. I'm like, I'm not on board. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't like watching you guys fuck.
Yeah.
And me and Casey were very uncomfortable seeing saggy tits on top of Wyatt. Like, nothing about that. He
would not fuck her.
He wouldn't. And
Doug,
live with her.
He would fuck Charlotte.
Right.
Before.
And I thought that's what was going to happen anyway. Yeah.
He would fuck her before Darlene. So you mean to tell me that he's okay with making moves on Darlene, but not on Charlotte? Dog, I don't buy that shit. What the fuck
so he's
are they
living there, right?
Yeah, he went there. Yeah, he's living there. Yeah.
Okay, so then Darlene already clipped him.
No.
No, not Wyatt.
Oh.
No, don't worry. No, clipped her husband.
Yeah, season 2.
I liked that, though. I liked that because I thought, because he went out, he was going to kill her. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, this is what he's going to do. That caught me.
I know he wouldn't.
Really?
When they went out there and he had the knife, I'm like, nope.
I thought, if anything, he was just not going to be able to do it. But for her to kill him
first. That's the way I saw it. That's the way I saw it.
Oh, my God.
Because she was that loose cannon, and she is just too devious. She is just too devious.
She's so fucked up because she loves him. She does love him.
Yeah.
Deeply.
Yeah.
And for her to be able to do that,
she's too devious.
She's so into the whole family thing, and I just, but the Wyatt and Darlene, I couldn't get on board with that. I couldn't. And that was worse.
I don't even believe it.
That was even worse to me because, like I said, Ben and Ruth, I wasn't on board with, but then I got on board with. But I was just like, I don't like this. Darlene and Wyatt, I was like, no.
Like, even if you didn't even make it make sense, he just showed up and she was nice to him, and then they start fucking. Why would Wyatt do that?
It doesn't make any sense. It was just the writers being like, let's throw the viewers for a loop. It's like, or just make us all uncomfortable.
Like, I could see him liking her and her liking him. Them fucking is not realistic. That's
like
not
her
realistic.
maybe being a mother figure towards them.
Yes,
or something like that would make a lot more sense, which seemed to be what was going on at first.
Right. Taking care of
and that
him
was making sense, but then they kissed, and I was like...
And they're fucking?
And now they're, what, in love? He's living there?
No.
Yeah, no.
You fuck this woman? How could you fuck that?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't mean like...
And you seem to be a reasonable human being. Wyatt seems to be a logical human being who has logical emotions towards things.
Yes.
That's just so left field. It doesn't make sense.
Like, I don't think... He's too young, is what I'm saying. Like, if you're that young, how could you fuck that?
Yeah, no.
I don't buy it. I want to say real quick, though, that Charlotte's voice is what is with that, her fucking... You notice that voice?
No.
No? When Charlotte talks, she's like, why is this? She has this, like, way of talking in her voice. It sounds like a voice actress.
Huh.
She should be a voice actress.
Never noticed that.
Her voice is fucking immaculate.
What I do like about Charlotte, and it must just be the actress, is a lot of her mannerisms are like Wendy. I don't know if you noticed that, but a lot
Oh yeah.
I believe that's Wendy's daughter for some reason. It's just even like some of the facial expressions she makes, like because Wendy has these facial expressions she always makes, and they mimic each other, and I'm like, that's really cool. Like I believe that you're Wendy's daughter, maybe not Marty's daughter, and I don't even really hard to believe that the son is even Marty's son. Like it's whatever. It's a TV show, but I really fed into. I'm like, okay, Charlotte, you could totally be that woman's daughter in real life.
Their
like,
characters are definitely
and it must be an actress thing. I think she was very like aware that she was doing that.
Oh yeah. Maybe it was consciously done on purpose. Yeah.
I can't wait for you to finish. So no, the taxi. So all I'm gonna say is there's gonna be a scene where Ben's in a taxi.
Okay.
And when you see that, I want you to text me, and I want to talk about it. I just want to talk about it because is just Ben is my favorite character to watch. I guess would be a better way to say it because like he's my favorite character. It's kind of weird to say because of who his character is, but like, dude, this actor. And then when you think about him in Iron Fist, you think about him in Ozark. It's like, dude, give this guy more fucking work. This is the acting I like to see.
Know. He looks like Keanu Reeves in Ozark.
He does. It's because of the beard and the long hair. Yeah.
And he's got muscles. He's working out and shit.
Yeah, I definitely want to see him in more stuff because that actor was so good. And yeah, Ben, in the end of it, like he was my favorite person to watch.
And then
I was so intrigued.
When he's like, nice fucking tie. When he beat the kid, he like beats the shit out of this guy and he screams at him, nice fucking tie. Like, what the fuck? He's crazy.
Yeah.
He's my favorite.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to finish season 3. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like a couple episodes.
You got a couple episodes left, so we'll definitely talk about that when you finish it. But yeah, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad because it caught me off guard. Like people just kept saying Ozark is really good, and then one of the guys at work who told me to watch it said it was like Breaking Bad. I think I told you that.
And
when I watched it,
like Breaking Bad.
See it. I see the comparison.
Yeah,
I get it. Like
right.
if you like Breaking Bad, chances are you might like Ozark.
Maybe,
you know what I'm saying? But it's not Breaking Bad. Especially the whole family's in on it. You know what I mean? Like it's not Breaking Bad. Not even the same situation whatsoever.
It got more like Breaking Bad with season 3. The first 2 seasons are not like Breaking Bad.
No. I definitely see the comparison, but it's not Breaking Bad.
Like Wendy seems to be Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
She seems to be going from this innocent,
if anything,
civilized.
She would be Walter.
And then she's turning into this devious. That she seems to be Breaking Bad, but no other character.
Yeah, I love Marty. Marty is just he's so
when
intelligent.
He bugged out on her in therapy. I love that scene when she was like, "I'll say something. You both have been bribing me to pick a side."
Which I thought
for money.
Was fire too. The first reveal that he's bribing her, I thought was the dopest thing ever. I was like,
he's like, and he looks over at her and she's like, "You fucking bribed him." And he goes, "Oh, you've been doing the same goddamn thing." He says, and he looks at her, the therapist. Wendy is talking, and it's hard to even hear what Marty says because it's so. And Wendy's just freaking out. And he goes, "You're a fucking beauty," he says to the therapist. Dog, I watched it 3 times just to get him that. He's like, "Oh, you do the same goddamn thing."
I love how
fucking beauty, but I was like,
I love how the therapist is genuinely trying to help too.
Yeah.
And Marty's like, "No, I'm paying you for a fucking reason. You're gonna do your job what I'm paying you for, and you're gonna shut the fuck up." Basically. I love Marty, and I said it before. Jason Bateman, underrated.
Yeah,
the man is really good.
I don't even think like
how come people don't talk about him because he's underrated would be weird because he is in a lot of things.
Yeah, but he does comedy.
Usually,
you see what I'm saying? So it's not like underrated in the sense that he does Ozark-like things and then nobody knows about it.
Right.
Maybe this is the first time that we've seen him in a role like this.
Yeah, maybe if he does more stuff like that, people recognize him for the great actor that this man is.
Because him being doing comedy all the time isn't really. That's not his. He is. I do like him in comedy. Obviously.
Oh yeah, me too.
You know what I'm saying? But when you really get, when you really,
he's a funny dude.
When you really get down to him being a serious actor, he's on his shit.
Yes,
he's on his shit.
Yeah, and I want to see him do more stuff like that.
He told Wendy, "Good, get the fuck out," when she was leaving the aisle. I watched that probably 3 or 4 times. I love them just freaking out on each other. I loved
it. Yeah, that was a great scene. Yeah, I'm happy that we have one more season that's going to be split. Yeah. Because I was saying...
It's going to be split?
Yeah, it's going to be split in half. So it's going to be like, they're going to release like the first half, and then they're going to wait a little bit.
But it was more than 10 episodes, I heard.
It is. Yeah, it is.
How many episodes is it? Do you know?
I can't remember the exact amount, but it's gonna be split into like 2 parts, basically.
It better not do no fucking 2-year split.
No. Yeah, no. It's gonna be relatively. It's gonna be kind of like Walking Dead has a mid-season thing. They go away and come back, which is fine. I like that they're ending it because my worry was I love this show so much.
I don't want them to milk it.
And it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, they're gonna run out of ideas.
Don't milk it. Exactly.
Do the Walking Dead formula.
Right. Just don't milk it.
And
don't
I think this is a good time.
Yes.
You know, whatever you can wrap it up in another season, and then boom, one of my favorite shows.
Exactly.
Right there. Yeah.
Don't milk it. Don't ruin it. Just get it out and be done.
As opposed to something because they're doing season 2 of The Boys, which I know you haven't seen The Boys yet.
I know.
Darren, you got to watch The Boys.
I know.
But what I was saying about The Boys is The Boys seems like one of the shows where you can push it to like 6 seasons. And I only saw 1 season, but I'm like, this world you created, there's so many different directions you can go in where that is something I would want The Boys to do. If you want to go up to season 6, you could do so much with that world.
Yeah.
But a show like Ozark, where you have this very tight thing, it's like you gotta end it at like season 3 or 4.
Breaking Bad had 5 seasons. That was it.
And that was it. And it ended. And
it's one of the greatest shows of all time.
And you know, I have my little nitpicks here and there, but overall, man, Ozark's great.
Yeah,
they're doing a great job. I hope they, hit the finish line and it's great. And like I said, it'll be one of my favorite.
Yeah, it will
shows,
be. It will. It's top 5,
which surprises me.
Top 5
because I didn't think it would be. I really didn't.
Me neither.
I ended up falling in love with that show.
I didn't think it would be either.
It's the character development. That shit gets me every time.
About halfway through season 1, it clicked in my brain that this could be fire. Yeah, I knew that like halfway through season 1. I was like, this could be
thought
fire.
That after episode 1. Honestly, just watching Marty talk and the way he was, I was like, I might like this. This is up my alley.
Well, yeah,
like,
no.
The crime thing. You got Jason Bateman. I'm like, I might really like this.
I saw the first episode, and I was obviously I kept watching it.
I'm like, okay, he's got to go to Ozark. He's got to pull this off. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be dope.
I kept watching it. I'm like, this could be good, But I'm saying it clicked in my brain that this was fire. This was actual fire. About halfway through, it's like episode 5 or 6 of season 1. I was like, I have to watch the rest of whatever they have on Netflix. I need to watch because
so original. Original. The whole premise. They did a great job, and I like the how everything has like this color filter over it.
Blue.
Yeah. I like that for some reason. It's like as soon as whatever scene they show, you're like, okay, we're in Ozark. We're in the world. Like I like that. But I love Ozark.
Yep. Show sucks.
We got like 15 more minutes.
Wow.
I wanted to show you something, dog. So the first official image of Godzilla vs. King Kong came out. Take a look at that screen over there. Can I point something out to you, dog? They're on a fucking military ship.
They're on an aircraft carrier.
Yes. Dog. That scene, that ship better be sinking.
No. Aircraft carriers are like cities on water.
But to hold Godzilla
it's not
and
holding
King
Godzilla.
Kong,
it could
hold
honestly, realistically, it could probably hold King Kong.
Maybe one. I'll give it one.
You know what I mean? Not Godzilla.
Look how big Kong is. He's full grown now, so he's the same size as Godzilla, which is gonna be fucking crazy to watch these two beat the shit out of each other.
He really is. He's gonna be as big as Godzilla.
Yep. Because when we saw him in Kong Skull Island, he was still growing. And they even said when that movie first came out, this is not his final form. Because even seeing that movie, I'm like, oh, he's big. But how's he going to go? I knew Godzilla vs. Kong was coming.
Yeah.
I'm like, how's he going to fight him? And they're matched. I don't give a fuck about the story. I don't give a fuck about what they do. I'm going to see this movie to watch these two beat the shit out of each other. It's going to be so amusing to watch. Godzilla's going to win. But here's the thing. This is what's going to happen, dog. It's been proven so many times in the past. They're going to fight. End of the movie. They're going to team up. Go against something bigger. That's what's going to happen. I'm calling it right now. They're not gonna have Godzilla standing over King Kong and he won. It's like Batman v Superman. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna, but
Batman won though.
Yes, but then there's still that because there's gonna be the winner, which I think will be Godzilla. But in the end, they're gonna team up.
So you think Godzilla will win?
Yeah, I do. I mean, King Kong, he got the, he's like Floyd Mayweather, but
Floyd Mayweather doesn't lose. He's never lost once.
That's true.
Actually, his entire career.
That was a hell of a comparison, but he's got the boxing skills. But Godzilla,
Here's the thing,
he's
right?
Godzilla.
If you were to pit it up, you just think of science. Like just think of science. I know, right? But like, okay, so Godzilla is like a tank. So hurting Godzilla is the biggest issue.
It's hard to do.
And can King Kong, if he bit Godzilla, would it go through his scales and his armor? Maybe so. Enough to kill him? Not close.
All the writers need to do is something genius, right? Like make both their mother's name Martha.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing. With Godzilla, with King Kong having thumbs and being way more acrobatic.
Yes, he's got the 1-2s.
What happens if King Kong gets on Godzilla's back? What does Godzilla do?
His arms are so short.
What is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? But
it's also one of those things. It's like, well, Superman could have grabbed Batman's head and lasered through his fucking face. Same thing with Godzilla. He has the fucking laser out his goddamn mouth. Although King Kong can also maneuver and dodge it.
Well, but here's the thing. Superman and Batman, realistically, obviously, you're done. Okay, if Batman says I'm going to fight you, and Superman goes I'm going to fight you, you're done.
Yeah,
immediately.
It was the circumstances.
And
Superman wasn't trying to kill him right off the bat.
Exactly. Obviously, Superman would win. Obviously, but with this, I'm just saying, Godzilla's maneuverability is nowhere near King Kong's.
Not even remotely close.
But if Godzilla, God forbid, hits King Kong one fucking time. All he's got to do is look at those talons, dog. Look at those hands, dog. He's got to go through his throat one time.
Dog, look at King Kong. Look at his right hand. He's about to snuff his little ass.
So what? He's gonna punch Godzilla. What's that gonna do to Godzilla?
Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
Well, you gonna knock him out? Oh, okay. He's gonna wake up.
That to me says the fight is gonna be insane. Because you're gonna have King Kong trying to beat the shit. He's clearly gonna be faster.
King Kong is going to beat the living shit out of Godzilla, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah.
And here's another thing that's on King Kong's side. His ability to use weapons.
Oh, yeah.
He can pick things up like Hulk versus Abomination. He's like, use the police car to make
Would I say he's smarter? I don't...
No. He's just more
smart, but
he's more resourceful. He's got the thumbs.
He would think of
stuff
like that.
He's got the thumbs. He can build shit and use shit. Godzilla's got these little... He can't really use shit. You know what I'm saying? He can use shit as a weapon. And that's a big factor. He could take something sharp and stab Godzilla with it.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, King Kong could do it, but King Kong's got to be real fucking... If King Kong gets caught with a right hook, dog, it's done.
I wonder what the beef is.
Godzilla doesn't like that shit. Like, Godzilla's about...
He's God.
Motherfucker shows up and Godzilla's like, all right, I'm going to kill you.
Is Godzilla going to show up on Skull Island and Kong's going to be like, not here, motherfucker?
No, I think they're going to get, well, obviously, if that's from the movie.
Eventually they're going to get to like a city, but like, where's this going to start? Where's the beef going to start?
I think they're going to get King Kong from Skull Island and get him back to United States of America. And I don't think Godzilla's going to like that. Because King Kong's a wild fucking animal, and he's going to go wild, and King Kong's going to be like, I'm here to protect humans, so you're fucking... And then they're going to fight. That's what I think. But I'm just saying King Kong could do it.
That's the biggest King Kong we've ever had.
If he's smart with his shit. That punch ain't doing shit. He needs to get more creative than punching him and biting him.
I just like the image, dog. Like I said, I don't need this great story. No one needs it. No one's showing up for that.
No one cares.
We're showing up to see them fight.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is going to be fire.
Yeah.
Watching
I hope so.
Two beat the shit out of each other. Well, because Godzilla 1, it was shitty because we couldn't really see what was going on. But they fixed that when the second one came out. I think they heard the feedback like, okay, that was cool and all, but we couldn't see what was going on. So I think now, especially with King Kong and and this looks like broad daylight.
Yeah.
The people on the fucking ship are probably like, oh my God, what do we do?
What have we done?
What have we done? And I wonder what creature they're going to be fighting. At the end, there's going to be that creature they're gonna have to team up and take down. I wonder what
probably.
that'll be, and that'll even be cool to watch. Like they're gonna team up, and this is gonna be cool. This comes out, I believe next year. I believe it was supposed to come out this year, but it got postponed.
I like Godzilla more than King Kong.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah,
I like both. I like both
King Kong. I like King Kong. I just like Godzilla more.
I loved King Kong and Kong Skull Island. I loved King Kong and Kong Skull Island.
Oh, yeah.
Which kind of masked, because I remember when I first left the movie, I'm like, I like that. It was a good movie. I watched it again, and I was like, I think I was just too blinded by how dope King Kong was. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm definitely excited to see this.
Yeah.
We got about 10 minutes. So I saw a movie the other day, Darren.
Yeah?
Ex Machina.
Wow.
I loved it.
Yeah?
The movie is brilliant.
Yes.
Brilliant. Like, to the point, it's one of those movies that just get you thinking after it's done. It's like, how'd you guys come up with that? Like, you guys really sat there and thought a lot into it. And, like, Oscar Isaac's character, which, dude, he did great. Like, another one of those actors, I guess, because seeing him as Poe Dameron.
Yeah, I know.
And then it's crazy because the other guy is also in Star Wars.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's the last day of the Republic.
Oh,
that's him.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're both from the new sequel Star Wars movies, and it's funny that they went from that trash, showed up on this movie, and it was
Ex
great.
Machina's older though. I'm pretty sure Ex Machina came out before this.
I think it came out after Force Awakens.
Yeah, after Force Awakens.
Yeah, but they were both in Force Awakens,
okay,
so they met there.
Yeah,
and then,
right.
Yeah, I'm not sure who directed this movie. I forgot.
Yeah, I can't
but
remember.
I mean, the team behind this. Gosh,
so okay,
Jesus.
Here's my thing. Here's my psychoanalysis on the movie.
Another one of the perfect things to do it with, because that's what the movie is built on.
Yeah,
the foundation of the whole movie.
Part of the reason why I absolutely love this movie. You have the perfect. I haven't seen it illustrated any better in any other movie. Okay, this is a concept that is abstract. Most people don't think of this when they watch the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just like most people don't think of what all the bullshit that I said about the Watchmen when they don't when they watch the Watchmen. It has the perfect example of the beta, the alpha, and the tyrant. It is almost predicated on those three archetypes.
Mm-hmm.
It illustrates them in this movie to a T, to such an extent that one could argue that that's what the movie's based on.
Well, it is, isn't it? Isn't that the premise of the movie?
You know what I mean?
The whole meaning of the movie. Like, you got Oscar Isaac there.
He's the alpha, but okay, he's the alpha at first. Most of the movie, he plays the alpha. He's the smarter guy. He doesn't let his emotions get ahead of him. He's the leader. He's very confident. He doesn't have insecurities. He's pretty up forward and straight up with the shit, you know. Exactly.
Yeah.
And the other guy's the beta. Okay, so he talks to the girl, doesn't have a lot of pretty girls in his life, so the android's able to persuade him. Of course, because you're the weak beta. Yeah, the girl doesn't even want you.
No,
that's the same premise as the men who claim to be feminists.
That was
who
the
get
whole
the
thing
girl
that
and
really
the girl
just,
rejects him.
That's shit got me thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She just used him because he was weak. That was the whole point.
Yeah, she's a robot. She has no emotion there.
Yeah, and then Oscar I don't know what the name was in
I forgot the doctor's name. Yeah,
but
the scientist.
He turns to the tyrant towards the end because he's like, I was just using you. I don't even have the minimum amount of respect for your existence. In fact, I actually picked you because you were on the bottom of the. It is literally so you have the alpha, the beta, and the tyrant, and they worked each other out. The beta gets played out by the woman, just like real life. The tyrant loses to his own
self bullshit.
Yeah. Well, he lost to his
own
power, his own anger and aggression, and his own he just assumed this, assumed that, no respect. It's like, well, if no one's on your side, then you're fucked when all the cards hit the floor. No one's on your side. It was you. The machine doesn't give a shit about you.
Right.
Now the beta doesn't give a shit about you.
Oh,
you're done.
Dude, when she locks him in that room and he's screaming and she doesn't even give him a glance.
Shit. No.
She just walks out and I'm like, yeah. Like, you fucked up. You fell for that.
Yeah.
Like, And I was thinking that a lot through it. I'm like, I mean, does she really give a fuck about him? Because it seems like
She's a
she
machine.
might be
She's
up
a
to
robot.
something.
She's a robot.
I was on to the Asian girl being a robot.
Me
though.
too. Immediately.
But I think
First
the
scene.
movie was trying to get me to. Because there was like, I'm trying to think of something specific. Because there were certain times I'm like, huh, that's a very robot thing of her to do. Or it would like, they would show something with, what's the main robot's name? I forget what they called her. But she would do something and it'd switch to a scene with the Asian girl.
Yeah.
And she would do something like it. And I'm like, okay, you're trying to hint to me that she's, you know what I mean?
I just thought it was obvious because she didn't speak.
Yeah, at first I didn't. I was just like, oh, because it made sense. He was like, oh, I hired her because I can have these conversations. She doesn't understand.
She doesn't know
stuff
English.
like that.
And I'm like, no.
But then it just got more and more. I'm like, she's got to be a robot.
Yeah,
for
like,
sure.
Okay, wait. So the idea is that you have this random Asian woman from, I don't know, Japan living with you who doesn't speak English to do everything you want to do. That's not even real. Like that. And then when she came and she dropped the shit on the floor and he freaked out.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's only freaking out because that's a machine. It's not
really?
a real woman. Oh, that's what I was
That was around when I started figuring out, but that wasn't the...
See, that lends itself to the idea that it's the alpha. Okay, because the alpha, if you're in a room and a woman that you are sharing a space with, that presumably you have sex with, like something like your girlfriend, if she makes some sort of mistake like that, you would never act that way. If Casey came in here and dropped something, you wouldn't be like, what the fuck? You wouldn't do that. He doesn't.
To me, I was thinking that Oscar Isaac's character was just off his rocker.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. It's really a machine. And that's what made it obvious to me. I'm like, he's the alpha right now. Right now. He will be the tyrant later, but he's the alpha right now. He's polite, he's respectable, he's very, you know what I mean? When she does that and he acted that way, I'm like, that's because it's a robot. Because it doesn't line up with his character so far.
Right.
So far, it doesn't line up with his character. But obviously, towards the end, he really is
the
the tyrant.
movie is so intelligent. Just everything she did to make him start to fall in love with her. Everything. Like, it was so strategic. Like, and by the end of the movie, I was like, I'm really happy I watched that movie. Yeah. Really happy. Because when it first started, it was slow. And I'm kind of sitting there.
It was kind of creepy.
I'm just like, all right, is this going to be one of those? Like,
it was kind of creepy.
Drawn out.
I thought it was like.
As it went on, man, I was like, this movie's brilliant.
I got uncomfortable in the beginning.
Really?
When he was showing him the room, oh, he could stay here in the hallways. I'm like, where the fuck are you staying? And then the red shit went off.
Yeah, when everything shuts down.
I was like, oh, this thing is like borderline horror. I don't know what they're doing. It was creepy at first, but that drew me in. The fact that it just off the bang, it's just like, yeah, this is where I live. It's like, dog, you're down in a cave, man. Like, it's upstairs, it's nice. Yeah.
Or like
underneath.
When he ends up going into the room and he sees the phone and he's like, all right, I'm going to try to use the phone. And then Oscar Isaac's in the corner. He's like, hey, what are you doing? Yeah. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Yeah, they did all three of them. Great performances from all of them. But yeah, like if you guys haven't seen Ex Machina, like check that out. Movie. It would be a psychological thriller.
Yeah, I'd say so.
100%.
Yep. Of course she would do that. It's a machine. And at the end of the day, I think it's actually one real quick note I want to make on it. Similar to Fallout 4. I don't know if you've ever played Fallout 4. But
I played a little bit of it.
But the idea of one day, if we get machines like Detroit Become Human, if we get androids and synthetics that are so human-like, there will come a day where humans will fall for them, similar to the way that man did in that movie. That movie could
even
potentially
the audience starts to like me. I'm sitting there like she's sitting there, she puts on the hair,
clothes and the hair
on the clothes
to dress up for him.
I'm like, oh, that's cute,
Yeah.
Even the audience.
That
like,
could be one day. Josh is thinking, well, we're fucking dead. You and I, we're dead. Okay, 1,000 years from now.
I mean, we got those fucking robots, those AIs already.
That movie could be used as a reference, potentially, one day, to say, hey, listen, this is a consequence. That machine duped him. If you have a machine like iRobot, when you
I was just about to say, if iRobot didn't get you to start thinking this movie
when you buy that fucker who comes at your house to do all your shit, and he looks human, like Detroit Become Human, and you start treating that and it's a machine at the end. It doesn't give a fuck about this.
It's smarter than
doesn't
you
give a
are.
shit about you. Yeah, it doesn't give a shit.
No,
it doesn't. But you think that it does? You think it's a dog, You think that it loves you and it doesn't give a fuck. Yeah.
I'm so curious to know what she does.
One day, she's going to try to assimilate to a society.
Yeah.
Try to be a person. Try to be a person.
Just seeing her out in that last scene.
She's
I was like
looking around.
Like I didn't want the movie to end. I'm like, Ex Machina 2? Like, can I just know what the hell happened?
I would watch a movie what she does.
I mean, yeah, because I like her character. She's an AI, but like,
her character.
I'm falling for that character. I want to see where she goes now. Like, do I blame her for what she did? No.
That's kind of weird to even say blame. It's a machine. Yeah, are you gonna blame a printer for printing out paper?
Right. But like her situation, like of course she was trying to get out of that.
Yeah, of course.
Although, can I just say, Oscar Isaac took that stab very well. When he gets stabbed,
he got stabbed. He took it well.
He took it very well. He was like, and he does a little walk, like he falls eventually. I would have been like, oh. Like, he took that stab to the stomach pretty well. That was a deep stab. Like, let me just say that, but whatever. So, my only critique of the entire movie is that he took a stab a little well.
I can't really remember, but I guarantee you.
You want to watch the scene
I
again.
have to watch it.
It looks like he took it
sometimes, if you get stabbed and not know it, you could look like it looks like you took it well.
Or the shock.
If you don't know.
Like on my foot in the forklift.
You broke your shit, and it took it well at first.
At first I did.
Like, imagine, like, you go up to go get your phone, and I pull out a little pocket knife, and I just go right in you. And you're going to be like, you're not going to be like, oh, fuck! You know what I'm saying? They're not going to think you just got stabbed.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know, but I haven't seen this.
It was funny to me, though. I'm like, oh, yeah, he took that well. Jesus.
Yeah,
hope I take a stab that well. If I
yeah,
ever get
right.
stabbed.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we're GG.
All right, well.
That's all we got today on the Power Button Podcast, episode 20-something. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, check out the J Meanie review.
Until next time, boyos. Peace out, motherfuckers.